Hey friends, it's Dimitri with Rubashka Streetwear. So today I'm going to show you how to pack a hat and the procedures I use to do that. So in order to ship a hat out, you need to get a box. You cannot use a poly mailer. The reason why you don't want to use this is obviously the hat, it's going to get all crushed up, and the brim, it can get folded or ruined that way, and you don't want to have that happen to your customer, obviously. So you definitely need a box. The box that I use is 7 by 7 by 7 inches, and the reason why I use this box is it's big enough to ship the hat in, and you can even fit in some other small items in here, possibly even a small t-shirt if it's folded up, but I don't pack it like super, a lot. If I need to fit like a t-shirt in and a hat and maybe another item, I use a 10 by 8 by 6 box. So that's very useful. So you definitely want to have multiple sizes if you're starting to ship hats. So before I pack this and show you that, I want to explain something. So there's something called second and third order consequences. So let's say that you have your clothing brand and it's going well and you just ship out clothing, right? So if you're doing that, you're using these poly mailers or bubble mailers, right? And these are very inexpensive and they're very easy. You just rip this off and you close them, right? When you introduce hats into the equation, a bunch of second and third order consequences pop up. So what that means is that there's a lot of things that you need and a lot of procedures that are going to be included in your brand now. The first thing that's going to be included is this. You're going to need some kind of packaging in the box so things aren't getting shuffled around. So that might mean you want some sealed air or some paper. Another thing that you would need obviously is boxes. And the boxes, they cost probably double the amount or even triple the amount than the poly mailers do. So that's definitely something that you need to keep in mind. These boxes obviously also take up a lot of space when you need to store them. So because if you want to buy these at an economic rate, you're gonna have to buy more of them. So you're at least gonna have to buy 25 at a time or more. And that takes up room. And these also cost more to ship. So the reason why they cost more is because you need packaging, you need tape, and then the actual cost of shipping out the parcel, it costs more than a poly mailer. So you're gonna have to factor that cost into your shipping, especially international. Internationally, shipping a box like this costs much more than a poly mailer. I think, like in this case, this one is like $6 more because this is going to Canada. So that's definitely something you need to think about and make sure you factor those costs in, so that goes on to the customer and not onto you as a business. Otherwise, you're going to lose money and not make profit. And then another thing is, if you're gonna be doing volume, you're definitely gonna need a gun. So it's not a big investment, but you're gonna need this, and it's gonna need a location where you have it and it's ready to go. So that's why I say there's a second and third order consequences. A lot of procedures and things change, and your business is expanding. And all this is happening just because of a hat. It's stuff you don't think about. And not even that you're just getting this box. You're also, like I showed earlier, you're gonna have to get another size box and maybe another and another. So you might end up having at least 3 or 4 different size boxes when you're shipping hats, due to the nature of that, because someone might buy a hat, a hoodie, and a t-shirt, right? You can't fit all that in this box. You're gonna have to get different size boxes. So this is definitely something that you need to think about, and it's gonna require a little bit more money up front to do that. But if your business is going well and you're shipping lots of stuff out, obviously, this is nothing, because it's gonna all pay for itself because you're making money shipping hats, and that's a good way to make a profit. So that being said, I hope that was useful, but I'm gonna show you how I pack it. So nothing much to it, but I just take the box and here we go. This is like the same as my other video about how to package boxes, so it might be redundant. But if you're watching this for the first time on my channel, then I hope this is helpful. So obviously, like most people, I start out with one seam. Then I place the packing slip and the sticker in there. I always give a free sticker, and the packing slip is a receipt for the customer. Then you put the hat in, and this is what it looks like, the hat in there. It's pretty much close to the line where the box folds. And what I do, guys, because I don't want this shaking around, is I put 2 pieces of the sealed air. This is super easy. You don't need 3, you don't need 4, you don't need 1, you need 2. And it looks like this. So now that thing's pretty well sealed. And then I fold these down and these down. Unfortunately, these boxes, they have kind of like a gap right here. So I have to like really press it tight in order to have one continuous seam around there. So now we're going to tape this, and we're going to tape it all the way around. So in my other video, I mentioned that this box is slightly tricky, but I mentioned that you're going to want to have extra tape seams on orders that are going out internationally. But I did mention that if it's a light order, you don't need extra tape. So especially on this one, this should suffice as enough tape, because this does not weigh a lot. The real cost in the shipment is the dimensions, because this is taking up a lot of space on a shipping carrier or a plane, whichever method they use. But in reality, this almost weighs nothing. So this one tape seam is definitely it should be enough. If it has more items in it or it's heavier, and if you're worried about it, you can add tape here, but I don't think it's worth it for this kind of shipment. And then what I do is, I mentioned this in the video before, you want to make sure that the barcode is parallel to the tape seam, not perpendicular, because it can bend. I mentioned that already. I don't really put the labels, the barcode, over the tape seam on this situation, since it's a cube and it's a nice box. It has a nice flat surface right here that's not impeded, and let's assume that this would be the shipment label. It's not the real one, because I respect my customer's privacy. So for now, I'm going to put a blank one on there, but let's assume that this is the shipment label, and you'd have the barcode right here. So there you go. So this is easily scannable to the post office. And like I said in the previous video, you don't want it on the bottom. You don't want it like, having it in other places. You want it on the biggest, flattest surface possible where it's not going to get disrupted. So that, my friends, is how I package hats and how I ship them out. If you found value in this video, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any questions or any other tips, leave me some comments down below. But anyways, I will catch you guys later. Thanks, guys.